The fire appears to be sucked in, almost like it was like into a hole of blackness. And everyone on the barge just freezes. The person pulling Kor's leg, Maneater, the people holding Oak tense up, and there's just this like 5 seconds of silence as everyone just looks at what just happened.
Can I roll for shit-eating grin?
Yes. You don't have to roll.
It's pretty good.
After like about 5 seconds, Maneater's just like,
what have you done?
The second she says that, a column of fire erupts from the portal. The sky begins to darken, and the pillar of fire arcs behind the armada and begins crashing into the ground, spewing lava where it hits. And Maneater begins frantically grabbing cultists and screaming at them to drive, to drive. In this chaos, Kor and Oak are momentarily forgotten about. Let me flip over to the other group. You guys have gotten in your cars and you're getting ready to like let the armada pass, and actually I would say that at this point they are passing you. And you can kind of see the dust cloud they're making. All of a sudden, a giant pillar of fire shoots up into the sky and arcs behind you and hits the ground with such force that it shakes the car. And you notice that a pool, an ocean of lava is spewing forth from where this pillar is hitting the ground and flowing at incredibly fast speeds. And it is burning everything it touches, and it is approaching you and the armada at quite a troublesome speed.
Evelyn is just staring at the lava flowing at them.
Drive! I don't...
In a split second, she turns the ignition on and fires the ATV in the opposite direction of the lava.
Zach will turn to Domhnall and say, well, since you know him longer than I do, is that something that Lucian can do?
No, but as I mentioned earlier, he's quick on the uptake.
Maybe this is something Oak can do, maybe...
Charlotte,
yes.
Would that be a life-threatening situation?
She looks at him straight in the face and she says, yeah, I think that would count.
Once she says that, Dom actually pipes up. Will I receive special marks if I do not engage my blade?
She looks at Dom and she says, really?
It's a valid question.
Evelyn's like looking back and forth as she's driving. Maybe now's not the time. Why wouldn't you use your special blade? Why is your blade special?
To demonstrate my prowess.
Listen, Dom, you've already proven yourself. I believe in you, and you need to believe in yourself.
Do you have any sway over my final grade here? I'm asking seriously. I am unaware.
Actually, Evelyn kind of looks back and forth. Maybe?
Will you vote well for me if I do not engage my blade?
Dom, I will be your vice president, but I need you to prove yourself even more.
You hear for the head outside the window, Charlotte go, God damn it, Dom! If I burn in lava, I swear you're failing!
So what you're saying is if I do not engage the blade and save you from the lava, it shall be even more impressive.
Wait, I think I got myself mixed up. She's like veering off as she's trying to think, and then she like realigns herself to get away from the lava. Dom, listen to me. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. If you have a cheatsy method, I would use it. Not to say that I'm a cheater. I'm not. She looks over at Zach. I'm not a cheater.
Well, I don't even know if Zach's going to be there at this point, honestly. We're probably going to take a few seconds back from this conversation because me and my brother, I think we got ourselves an idea. Push in the coordination. Say, Wansuk, you there?
I'm here.
We need our armor deployed right now. Do you have our coordinates?
I do.
Okay, fire it off. Zach says, please.
Okay. She says, and cuts signal. And Charlotte slaps Zach on the shoulder and says, we're moving. Tell her back. Call her back and tell her the coordinates ahead of us.
Zach says, correction. You're moving. And he's going to jump out
at
of
the same time that Jack comes out the door.
And so when Evelyn turns to behind Zach, be like, I'm not a cheater. She'll see an empty seat and an open door.
She'll find 2 empty seats and 2 open doors.
Her lower lip will kind of pucker out, and she'll just think to herself, I'm never going to be able to prove myself to him.
As I'm gonna cut away from the group for a second here. And as everyone can see, and this is in that moment that you guys have been forgotten, Oak and Core.
Right.
You can see that the pillar of fire has stopped, but from the center of the ground where the pillar of fire is struck, something else rises up. It rises up about 80 feet into the sky, and it looks a lot like this.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Let me scroll back.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Okay.
And it turns to look at the massive moving vehicles moving away from it. And it roars as a fresh wave of lava shoots from it and begins rolling towards you guys. It is, you guys are moving. So Evelyn, you'd know this. The lava is moving about 60 miles an hour. So you can outrun it. However, you are currently right now behind the Armada because you were letting it pass you. So you're going to have to, the quickest route away from the lava is through the Armada, because if you try to drive around it, you're not going to get away from this thing in time. So here's what I want to do, guys. I'm going to try something new. And I'm going to ask you guys to be a bit flexible with me. If this works, fantastic.
Flexible is my middle name.
Yeah, we won't do it again. But I like to think that this situation we're in is a bit fast and frantic. So instead of a full combat, which would be almost impossible to do considering the numbers we're talking about here, I'm going to do something I am tentatively calling a heroic blitz. We're going to roll initiatives, and we're going to put you guys in order. But what we're going to do is we're going to take turns going down that list, and you're going to tell me something you want to do to further your goals, to improve the situation. That can be a skill, it can be a weapon, it can be an ability, it can be whatever. And for example, I want to use my machine gun to shoot that guy driving that car. At that point, you will make whatever roll that would be required of it. I would make whatever defensive checks that would be required of it. If you succeed, then you succeed, and you guys can help me tell or create what happens. If you fail, then you would have failed, and maybe the situation will get a little bit worse for you, but maybe not. And basically, that's how we'll go. So this will stay very fast, very frantic. So like if you succeed in that example I gave you, you shoot the guy, he's dead, the wheel turns, the car flips, that kind of thing. But keep in mind too, if you fail, something may happen to worsen your condition. And when we get to the bottom of the list, I will change the world to reflect what's happened. So basically the big, massive bad guys in lava move type thing.
Okay. So it's like combat, but in like really broad strokes.
Exactly. It's combat sped up and frantic. If you guys could go ahead and just roll your initiatives. For a little bit of cinematic effect, Evelyn, if you don't mind, I'm going to start you off here. If you look towards the bottom of your screen.
Let me find. Oh.
Oh, jeez.
That's great. That's.
So me and Jack are right, or me and Zach are right here.
Yeah, you kind of jumped out. Well, we'll say this is, you have time to get to your power armor and put it on.
Good.
We'll say that happens first.
Probably, yeah, so we're not directly at this point.
Exactly.
But, okay.
You hit the ground. Actually, if you guys could, roll me a, do either of you have gymnastics?
I have that, and I have another special ability that I'll probably engage in so I don't break all my arms.
Okay, I do have gymnastics, yes.
But what I would really like to do is engage in my psychic body field, which is it's like a force field that like contours around the curves of my body, and it's MDC.
So here's what we'll do. Expend the ISP, and then your acrobatics or gymnastics. Do either of those have like a roll or tumble or any skill like that?
Sense of balance.
Yeah, and for me, it translates directly with my roll with punch or roll with blow.
Okay, so
I can do roll
that.
with punch.
Okay, so both of you do roll with punch for me.
Okay. So we're rolling 1d20.
Yeah.
Correct.
So what do you want the threshold to be?
I'm going to make for Jack, I'm going to make it a threshold of 12. For you, since you're using that field, you don't have to worry about small damage. You just have to worry about big things like shoulder popping out of socket or something. It's only going to be an 8.
Sweet. I succeed.
Oh,
I have a 9. I have a +8, and I guess but a 1 still
Rest
counts
in
as a
peace.
critical fail.
Yeah.
Oh well, at least I have my body field.
You do have your body field.
That roll won't stop that from happening at least, but I might have dislocated my arm.
We're going to go with that. When you hit the
damn
ground,
it.
you feel your shoulder pop.
No, that's fine. That's fair.
You feel your shoulder pop. And it's not to where you can't use it. It's just extremely painful. So if you could roll me 2d6 for SDC, and Jack, if you could roll me 2d6 for SDC as well. Okay. So Zach, I'm going to give you this option right now. You can, because you've been in enough fights and enough combat before. With Jack's help, you could pop it back into its socket, taking another 6-sided dice, or you could take a penalty to like attacks or whatnot.
No, I'm gonna have my brother help me pop it back in.
Take one. There you go. Okay. So he pops it back in.
Jack is kind of panicking.
He's strong. Well, yeah, it's frantic, it's quick. He's not doing it graceful. Hey, it's back in. I'll take it.
All right, and right at that time, you hear, and 2 pods drill into the ground on either side of you, and open up to expose power armor within it.
Sweet.
I'll get in.
All right, so you guys are climbing into that, and as you're doing this, as you get into your power armor, you start seeing motes of lava and flame kind of start landing around you, little splotches, as this thing is trucking towards you. All right. So, alrighty then. Jack, we're going to start with you. So here's the situation Jack and Zach are in. You've put on your power armor. The lava is very close behind you. You can very easily catch up. You can see the Evelyn and the ATV starting to make their way through the armada. It's easy enough to tell that if they tried to drive around it, they just would not make it in time. What do you want to do, Jack?
I'm going to trust that Evelyn can do this because she's been a stellar pilot. But right now, we have friends on this ship, so I want to try and make either fly or make a rocket-assisted leap and land here. Now, the rocket-assisted leap can go up to 200 feet forward and 100 feet high. Or I can fly at 150 miles an hour.
Let's find out. This map is fairly to scale, so I will find out in a second. I don't think so. How far? And no, you can get to probably about here. Yeah. Okay. You'll be able to take off and fly and catch up to it because it's going at a pretty fast clip. But you'll be able to catch up to it, and then when the turn order gets back to you, you'll be hovering above it or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Zach, what do you want to do?
Everyone's fleeing right now, obviously.
Everyone's fleeing. Like, yeah, you're actually starting to hear like cries from the armada.
Okay, my first priority is try to help Dom and Oak, and I can sense where Oak is within 20 feet because of our link together. So similar to his brother, I'm going to just fly. Actually, I'm going to take to the air and fly and zone in and fly directly to where Oak is.
Got it. So you're almost flying next to Jack.
Sure.
So you guys will get to about there. So when the turn order gets to you guys again, you'll be above the tank.
All right.
Oak.
Question about the weaponry. I'm assuming they have some sort of two-handed firearm on majority of these brutes.
No, actually, it's a good question. All of the people on the barge itself have melee weapons. They don't have guns with them.
Okay. What kind of melee weapons do they have?
It's a plethora, but they look more impressive than practical at times. They're giant two-handed great swords and large double-bladed axes and And you see one guy has got like a chain with spikes wrapped around him, and you can see that there's like the spikes are kind of cutting him a little bit because it's a dumb thing to do. But yeah.
Main question. Since this is a desert-like place, this might be probably a straight no, but does any of them have a wooden handle of some kind?
Yeah, the axes would. So we'll say, actually, wait. Roll me a d8.
Okay.
All of them have wooden handles.
Oh, fantastic. So, let's see. What I'm going to do is, the guy to the next to me, I'm going to cast Shape or Alter, Shape Wood, basically. I'm going to, basically grab Shape and basically break off to make 2, wooden daggers out of his hilt.
Okay, so we'll say he's one of the ones that has a giant axe on his back with a wooden hilt. So you're going to cast the spell to form 2 wooden daggers.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll say that in the moment of the confusion when you've been forgotten, you can like grab it from him and then cast the spell to shape those daggers. And then you'll have those daggers next turn.
Cool.
All right. Domhnall, you're in the ATV.
Yes. I would like to try and contact Wansuk.
Okay.
Wansuk.
Yes, I'm here.
I have a question that has been unanswered as of yet. It would seem that my comrades have made use of the Corsair technology. If I am to finish this mission without using it, will I receive bonus marks?
There's a pause. And she says, I'm sorry, Domhnall, but that's kind of the point of the exam. You have to rely on your judgment, not ask your teachers for guidance.
I see.
Is everything okay over there?
I hang up.
Yes!
I turn to Evelyn. Evelyn, do you think you will be able to move this car closer to the main battlement? I gesture towards the vehicle that Maneater is on.
Yeah, I mean, that's generally the area where I'm going, and maybe past it, but it will definitely be going by it.
While you're talking, Evelyn, just so you know, like a lot of lava hits the car next to you, and it bursts into a ball of fire.
She just cries out.
Would it be possible to delay my turn until we approach the vehicle?
Absolutely.
I'd like to do that.
Then Core, your turn.
I want to use Thunderclap while they're all, like, disoriented to make it much, much worse. Kick open the hatch immediately in front of me, jump down, and hopefully kick the driver in the head. Not sure how much of that I can accomplish in a single turn, but I figured I'd lay it out.
Well, since this is like the heroic blitz, we're going to say that is something you could do. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to cast Thunderclap, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to make one roll to save versus magic. Up.
Up!
Up. The people directly around you, there's a thunderclap, and it shakes things. And the 2 people holding you are thrown to their feet. However, the others around it, it doesn't seem to disorient them any more than they already are. All right. And then you're going to open the hatch and kick the driver in the head?
Ideally, yeah. Like, I want to basically jump down and wrestle with the driver to slow this thing down a bit.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay, tell you what. You're going to jump down to wrestle the driver, and then when the world moves, that's when we'll resolve that.
Okay.
All right? Evelyn, it's your turn.
Okay. So, is there still... Oh, I just noticed the effect of the car next to me. Great. Do we still see the giant army creature in the air?
Behind you? Yes.
Okay.
Hard
Would
to
I be
miss.
able to, like, go in my memory banks and see if I have seen anything similar in my monsters study?
Absolutely. Roll a die. For a roll, I'm sorry, not die. Any die you want. No. Roll a skill check for...
Monsters and lore.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah!
This looks like a great fire elemental.
With all due respect, she didn't succeed on that. This Eugene guy did.
Son of a bitch! Eugene!
Damn it, Eugene! That's the cameraman. Get out of here, cameraman.
Here, we'll scribble that out in post and say Evelyn. There we go. They both start with E. It's fine. It's fine.
This looks. You've seen textbooks dealing with this before. This is a fire elemental. However, according to your textbooks, fire elementals that are this big are rare and extremely powerful.
She'll think like, oh. Well, I guess I already knew that, and she'll floor it, trying to speed up to where Dom can meet.
Okay. So here's how I will handle it. Since you've got to weave in and out of things, roll me a pilot's check. If you need to do anything fancy, we'll also do a pilot's check with maybe a penalty. But just to swerve around these things, or to swerve around them, just roll me a basic pilot check. No advantage or disadvantage.
Son of a bitch! I should just be Eugene.
All right. So here's what happens. You roll. I mean, you drive.
You roll the car. We all die.
Around this. You try to swerve around this, and you clip it, and both of you begin like spinning. So right now, at the moment, you spun like this, and you're able to get control of it, while this car actually careens into this car. So you're driving kind of backwards at the moment, but you've managed to clip these two cars so that they are now on fire.
That's pretty good.
Are you saying, Squee, that this car is on fire?
Fire. I am indeed.
Okay, cool.
I glance at the two vehicles that have collided and burst into flames. Well done, Evelyn. You have induced a significant number of casualties among their ranks.
For some reason, maybe it's the moment of panic she's been feeling, but that statement comforts her, and she feels a little bit more reassured in herself.
All right, it's time for the world to act. So, this car that got hit by the giant fireball, Evelyn, you now actually have a detailed view of the inner driver who's on fire and screaming like a maniac, and he guns the gas pedal and crashes right into you. He's ramming you because he's on fire and he's just going nuts. So he crashes into you. You can try like a dodge check if you want. There's going to be a penalty to it. Basically, it'd be a pilot's check with a penalty if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think like knee-jerk kind of reaction would be like, oh, gotta move. So yeah, yeah, no, that's not good.
So the car slams into you. However, since the ATV is a very aerodynamic vehicle, it actually drives up onto the hood and basically drives up the windshield so that now you're seeing the bottom of a burning car.
Well, that's better than seeing a man burning to life, I guess. Burning alive.
Silver lining. All right. Let's see, what else? So other cars are moving. It's obvious, it's very clear that most of the cars are just concerned about getting away from the lava. But there are some vehicles that see you and point towards you and start heading your general direction. And then over here on the barge, the guy next to Oak's looking really confused at what was his axe. So he's not going to be doing much. Man-Eater pulls something from the back of her throne and points it at Oak. It looks like a silver wand, Oak. She is going to fire this at you. However, you guys are, I'm going to say you're close enough, even though you have to kind of stand up. You would be able to parry this, because she's got to reach down to try and shoot it at you. And it glows green and shoots something at you for a 16.
Yeah, he'll try to parry. Luckily,
Okay.
he now has... Does he have daggers or not?
Yes, he does. The daggers
Okay.
are done. They're completed. They're in your hands.
Fantastic.
They look rather nice, actually. Wow. You expertly knock the wand not just away, but out of her hand, and it flings into the dirt below. Core. Roll me an opposed strength check as a driver is now suddenly and surprisedly grappling with you.
Okay, what do I roll for strength?
A d20 plus whatever your strength bonus is, if any.
Okay, yeah, no.
Okay. You still overpower him.
Nice.
So, explain to me. So you take him out, but explain to me. You somehow subdue him, but explain how that happens.
I put him in a headlock, letting his arms stay on the wheel. Occasionally, I pull up a little bit to try to jerk him away from the pedal.
Oh my god, you've basically just put like a bit on him.
I try to throttle it backwards so we can meet up with the ATV.
Okay, you guys see the barge start to slow down. Okay, so that's the world. Jack, it's your turn again. You're now hovering above the barge that has begun to slow down.
Okay. Well, guess where I'm going? Gadunk.
Okay.
Here. And I land. I would like to punch her.
Okay.
Oh no.
Roll to punch.
11.
She's gonna try and dodge. She can't parry power armor. She dodges out of the way, screaming. She like tumbles over her throne as a giant power armor just swings its arms where she was. Zach, it's your turn.
So now that she stumbled over her throne, I think there's enough distance. I don't want to fire off my railgun. It might hit his brother or Oak. Don't want to fire a missile, because the blast could also do the same. But what I want to do is a flying power slam into her.
Oh, yes!
Okay. Okay.
Oh!
Oh, buddy.
All right. So, right when Zach guns the power armor to smash into Maneater, Lucian Core has pulled up on the gas pedal, and the barge slows down, causing Zach to fly between his brother and Maneater and into the car up in front of them, crushing the back end of the car.
Lucian sees this from the fucking windshield and just goes and really, really hopes Zach doesn't know it's him. Hey, the windshield on this is tinted, right? I kind of whisper to the guy I have in a headlock.
The guy is staring wide-eyed at the robot that just smashed an entire car.
Oak, within the chaos, takes his time and his turn to slowly rub the daggers that he now has with a kind of like tiny bells. They kind of look like little like upside down tulips.
Okay.
Coating both of his daggers. Actually, just one of his daggers.
All right, so you're doing that. Domhnall, you are in you're in the passenger seat of the ATV. All you can see in front of you is a car that's on fire.
Okay. What's close to us?
Well, this truck is about 40 feet away. The burning cars over here are about 60 feet away. There's, on Evelyn's side of the car, there's a that spiked car about 20 feet away.
Without saying anything, I'm going to stand up in my seat, step over Evelyn, and jump at the car that's to her left.
Like through the window?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You know it's like a car window, right? I mean, it's rolled down. I'll give you that.
Oh,
at least.
I thought the ATV was topless.
No, you've got a turret up there.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to crawl over her, or you can like go out your side and go over the top of the car.
Oh yeah, let's do that then.
Okay. Because this is flexible time, so we'll say that you go out of the car, run over the top of it. Roll me a balance check. Make it harder by 20, please.
Okay.
As you climb out of the car, pass over the top of it, seeing the driver in the flamed car screaming his head off.
That does not work.
Okay. Here's what happens. So you manage to make it on the car, and right when you jump, it's the driver is still trying to gun the wheel, and the car, like the blue car, moves an inch forward and taps your foot as you jump. So basically you catch the other car with your sword, but instead of getting in it, you're now being kind of like dragged along with it. So like your feet are like skidding on the ground a little bit.
That works for me. Can I see who's in the car?
Yeah, you can see two guys looking very surprised.
I suggest you exit the vehicle.